Allow boys more physical space. Boys need more space. Down in the primary grades, I encourage teachers to use masking tape on the floor and measure it so that his feet can be to the left and to the right. He is going to be on his knees. He will be on his bottom. He will be squirming. If you make it a tight circle, you're going to spend half your time with, he touched me. Christopher, sit on your bottom. And you spend all your time with that yeah stuff. And so just give them more physical space to begin with. They're going to wiggle, so just give them the wiggle space. Make the circle bigger. In the upper grades, where you use flat top desk, and a lot of teachers will pull desks together in a 4 to make a square. If you'll pull those desks back about 6 inches, it gives a boy a feeling of more space. And you're going to spend a lot less time with, he got this off my desk, or he did this, or he did that. Just pull them back about 6 inches, and it just creates that bigger space. When you have boys who are highly stressed, they're very upset, try to get them to drink water. The reason for that is when someone is under a lot of stress and anxiety, the cortisol is emitted in the brain. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and it's elevated. The brain is 75% water. And when the cortisol contaminates the water, it elevates anxiety and stress. If you can get a boy to drink water, within 5 minutes it kicks in, lowers the cortisol level, replenishes the water, and lowers the anxiety. So when you have boys who've gotten in trouble, even as a parent, when you have had to take some sort of punitive action, and he's really upset, or he's not listening because he's angry, try to get him to drink water. Most children do not drink enough water. They drink sugar, they drink caffeine. They don't drink water. And one of the things as parents, I really encourage you to do, when children are young, instead of giving them so much juice, offer them water. Make them accustomed to drinking water from the time they're very young. The retina is different in the male than it is in the female. If you look at young children and their artwork, girls will draw, they'll use colors like reds, greens, yellows, blues. They'll use pastels. They will draw a picture of mommy, daddy, puppy, house, smoke coming out the chimney, sun, rainbow. Boys, they use colors black, gray, brown, navy. And they throw in a splash of blood. They draw monsters and dragons and cars, and, they just do. And that's not a pathology to be worried about. What happens to a lot of boys, though, because they use those dark colors, a lot of times you'll have well-intending teachers go over and say, why don't you use some pretty colors like Sally's using? And what a boy hears is, I'm not good at art. And so he has a tendency to turn that off. Boys wiggle, they tap pencils, they play the bongo drums on the desk. They just do. You know that as an adult, they also do that. See, as an adult, they play with car keys and coins in their pocket. They're always fiddling with something. They're in a meeting and their foots are going like this. They just can't sit still. Boys move. They just do. And we need to work with that because it is biologically hardwired in the brain. They don't absorb as many words. Get to the point. Ask them to tell you what you just said. And don't expect, boys do not shift gears quickly. They're not being rude necessarily. They're not purposely defying you. It just takes a while to register. It takes a while to register and to move on. Boys are wired differently.